action, been terrific all night. Pickett kicks, is it a point or a goal? It's a goal!
They say in AFL the game isn't over until the final siren sounds, and if you think you've seen pressure, wait until the ball is bouncing through the middle of the ground with seconds left on the clock, the crowd screaming, and the scoreboard telling a story that could flip in a heartbeat. These are the moments that define careers, haunt fans, and make legends out of the unlikeliest of heroes. The greatest AFL buzzer-beater goals of all time. We start with the memory that still sends chills to the Collingwood fans. It's round 5, 2013. Collingwood versus Essendon. Seconds left. The Bombers cling to a 1-point lead, and Scott Pendlebury finds the ball in traffic around 50 meters from goal. He steadies, sizes up, and somehow threads it through the uprights as the siren screams. Collingwood wins by a point. Simple? Not even close. Pendlebury had to dodge multiple tackles, maintain his composure, and execute under immense pressure. That kick didn't just win a game, it became instant folklore, replayed in highlight reels for years. And then there's the unforgettable moment from the 2006 elimination final, Sydney Swans versus Geelong. With the Cats ahead and the clock winding down, Leo Barry took a mark in the dying seconds, and 35 meters out in the goal square. The siren was about to sound. A single kick could secure a grand final spot. He steadied himself, kicked, and the ball sailed through, sending Sydney into the grand final. It was a moment of pure nerve, and Barry's heroics are still remembered as one of the AFL's most iconic after the siren finishes. But buzzer beaters aren't only about finals. They happen during regular season games too, when ordinary matches transform into legendary spectacles. Think back to 2017, Richmond versus Essendon. Dustin Martin, with time almost expired, collected the ball in the center, evaded a tackle, and ran a perfect line. From 50 meters out, he snapped the goal over his shoulder as the siren blared. Richmond snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Martin's goal wasn't just a win, it was a statement. He could turn pressure into artistry in a heartbeat. Every buzzer beater has its unique drama. Some are long, sweeping goals across the field. Others are miracle snaps from impossible angles. Take Barry Hall's infamous goal in 2003 for St Kilda against Fremantle. Seconds on the clock. Hall receives the ball just outside the forward 50. Surrounded by defenders, he pivots, launches a high, spinning kick from a tight angle, and it threads the needle. St Kilda wins by 2 points. It's one thing to kick goals in normal circumstances, but to do it when everything is on the line, that's a different league altogether. Even defensive plays can lead to these moments. In 2019 Brisbane Lions versus Gold Coast Suns, the Lions were trailing by 5 points. With the ball on the wing, Lachie Neale executed a brilliant handball chain, bouncing it to Charlie Cameron in the goal square as the siren sounded. Cameron snapped a right foot goal from a tight angle. The crowd erupted. It was a textbook example of how teamwork and individual brilliance collide at the final moment. Let's not forget the legends who made buzzer beaters part of their identity. Tony Lockett, arguably the greatest full forward of all time, had a knack for these moments. In 1998, Sydney versus Western Bulldogs, Lockett found himself with just 1 second left, 40 meters out, and a clear line to goal. The stadium held its breath as he calmly kicked it through the posts. He wasn't just a goal scorer. He was a closer, a man who thrived when the pressure was highest. Then there are the moments that redefine rivalries. Carlton versus Collingwood, 2011, round 10. With the Blues trailing by a point, Chris Judd swoops in from the midfield, glances up, and delivers a precision kick to Eddie Betts on the wing. Betts jukes a defender, snaps from 35 meters out, and it sails through just as the siren sounds. Carlton steals victory. Moments like these live forever in club history, igniting fan debates and highlighting the sheer unpredictability of AFL. The beauty of these buzzer beaters is not just the skill but the sheer mental fortitude. Players like Gary Ablett Jr. have demonstrated it countless times. Take the 2007 showdown between Geelong and Port Adelaide. Geelong trailing. Ablett receives the ball just inside the 50-meter arc, fakes a handball, steadies himself, and delivers a left foot snap goal as the siren screams. The Cats snatch a 2-point victory. Ablett's composure in these moments made him a player of extraordinary clutch ability. Even younger stars are writing their names in this elite tradition. Isaac Heeney, a Sydney Swans young gun, shocked fans in 2018 against North Melbourne. Trailing by 4, Heeney collected the ball 55 meters from goal, ran forward, avoided a crunching tackle, and delivered a torpedo punt that found the net as the siren sounded. Sydney won, but more importantly, Heeney found himself as a next-generation clutch performer. Some goals are remembered for their audacity. Cameron Mooney, Geelong, 2006, found himself on the boundary line with just a handful of seconds left. He pulled off a miracle banana kick, threading it between 2 defenders and straight through the middle. Geelong snatched the 3-point victory. It wasn't just about winning. It was about proving that audacious skill under pressure is what makes AFL unforgettable. And sometimes a single player changes the narrative of an entire match. Think Jack Riewoldt, Richmond's sharpshooter. In 2012, against Essendon, Richmond trailed by 4 points. With only seconds left, Riewoldt collected the ball from the defensive 50, ran at full pace, dodged the tackle, and snapped the goal from a tight angle at the final siren. The Tigers erupted, and Riewoldt's name became synonymous with clutch finishing. Even goalkeepers of sorts, defenders, have moments of offensive magic. Alex Rance, usually tasked with shutting down forwards, found himself in 2015 pushing forward late in a match against Hawthorn. With only seconds remaining, he marked the ball 50 meters out, steadied, and drilled it through. Richmond won by 2 points. Defense and attack combined in one glorious, buzzer-beating act. Then there are those miraculous long-range efforts that leave the crowd gasping. In 2010, Matthew Pavlich, Fremantle legend, launched the torpedo from well beyond 50 meters, threading it through the middle as the siren went. Fremantle snatched a 2-point win, and Pavlich's kick became the stuff of AFL legend reels. The audacity to attempt such a kick in dying seconds? That's why we watch football. Even rounds with multiple buzzer beaters in a single day highlighting the unpredictable drama of the sport. On one memorable weekend, multiple clubs experienced miracle moments, showing that in AFL, the scoreboard never tells the final story until the siren screams. Fans in the stadium, at home, everyone is united in the tension, the possibility that everything could change in the blink of an eye. The crowd's reaction is half the magic. A well-timed goal sends fans into a frenzy. Chants erupt, tears flow, and social media explodes. In moments like these, the individual brilliance of a player combines with collective euphoria to create a lasting memory. It's why AFL remains one of the most unpredictable, heart-pounding sports in the world. Some of the greatest buzzer beaters are also defined by context. In finals, where the pressure is magnified, these moments become legendary. Ben Cousins, in 2005, kicking a goal after the siren against Essendon in a heated round 18 clash, not only secured victory, but helped his team in their push for finals dominance. These goals are etched not just in highlight reels, but in the very fabric of club history. Not every buzzer beater is dramatic from a distance. Some are tight snaps from the pocket, missed by millimeters on the replay but perfect at the moment of execution. Chris Knights, St Kilda, 2012, executed a sideline snap from near the boundary line with the siren sounding. The precision required to land a perfect kick from that angle is astronomical, yet he did it, sealing a win that no one saw coming. And then there are the moments that define careers. Players like Brendan Fevola, despite controversies off the field, were known for their finishing brilliance. Fevola, Carlton vs Collingwood, 2007, collected the ball in the dying seconds and delivered a goal from 50 meters that decided the game. It's not just about the win, it's about legacy, moments that fans, teammates, and historians remember forever. Every decade seems to deliver a new hero. The 90s had Wayne Carey, the 2000s had Lockett and Pavlich, and the 2010s had Martin, Ablett, Riewoldt. Each generation writes its own dramatic chapter, ensuring that AFL buzzer beaters remain thrilling, unpredictable, and unforgettable. It's not just the goals that are thrilling, it's the seconds leading up to them, the handballs, the contested marks, the dodges, the frantic rush to get the ball inside 50. Every second counts, every decision matters. A single lapse could cost the game, a single flash of brilliance can turn defeat into triumph. Fans live for these moments. Commentators' voices rise, crowd noise crescendos, and even players on the bench can barely believe what's happening. These are the moments that get replayed for years, teaching new generations of players what it means to handle pressure, to perform when it matters most. So the next time you watch a game, keep your eyes on the clock, pay attention to the players, the ball movement, the frantic plays inside 50, because in AFL, anything can happen in the last 5 seconds. One player can become a hero, one kick can change a season, one moment can be remembered forever. And that's the magic of AFL buzzer beaters. Nerve, skill, audacity, and timing all colliding into one breathtaking act. From Pendlebury to Cameron, Barry to Martin, Ablett to Riewoldt, every goal has a story, every kick has a heartbeat, and every siren marks history. The sirens don't just signal the end of a game, it signals the birth of legends. And in AFL, legends live forever.